Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching StudyIQ IAS English. In our today's video, we'll talk about the southern state of Tamil Nadu. As you can understand, Tamil Nadu is very famous for its welfare model of politics, which dates back to the time when M. Karunanidhi and Miss Jayalalitha were in power and very much alive. But today, how this welfare model has evolved, that is what we are going to understand. And the reason why we have picked up this topic for our today's discussion is very simple. Because elections are around the corner in the state of Tamil Nadu, and whenever elections are around the corner, every major political party comes up with promise that bring them to power, they will give you certain kind of a consumer good. Right now, this time also there is no difference in the welfare model. This time the principal opposition party in Tamil Nadu, AIADMK, has promised to its voters, if you bring them to power, they will offer you refrigerators. And on the other hand, the ruling party in Tamil Nadu, DMK, it is offering an 8,000 rupees coupon to its voters that after coming into power, they can buy any consumer goods of their choice using that particular coupon. Right? So how different is Tamil Nadu's welfare politics away from different states of India, and how it is evolving? That is what we are here to understand today. And the notes which I will be using in our today's session, you can download them by going to a particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. Okay, so let us understand how this freebie culture in the Tamil Nadu politics originated, and all this can be traced back to 2006 state elections. In 2006 state elections, the DMK was then in the opposition. So it promised its voter, if you bring DMK into power after 2006 elections, they will give you free color televisions. And can you guess the result of this election? Yes, DMK came back into power and it distributed free color television sets to all the people in Tamil Nadu. Similarly, this practice even aggravated in 2011, which was the next election after 2006. In 2011, when DMK was in power, they offered its voters free mixers as well as grinders. And to top it all off, Ms. Jayalalitha and her party, AIADMK, offered free laptops after coming into power. So you can understand what happened in 2011 elections. No guesses, Ms. Jayalalitha and her promise of laptops actually won. So this tells me that the freebie culture in Tamil Nadu majorly came to be dominated by consumer appliances like television, like mixer grinders, like laptops, etc. But recently there has been a change. This change can be seen in terms of a launch of a cash transfer scheme called as Magalir Urimai Thogai scheme. In this scheme, women in Tamil Nadu who belong to the non-tax paying families, they get 1,000 rupees every month that the house of the women heads of the household get it. And this model has been introduced since 2023. So how has this model changed welfare politics of Tamil Nadu? We are going to understand this. But you must be understanding, if I'm providing cash transfers, isn't this a subsidy? Or how is subsidy different than freebies? This is what we need to know. Now, what is a subsidy basically? Subsidy is any kind of financial support that the government offers to consumers and businesses in order to maximize social welfare. So it can be a subsidized loan or an interest subvention loan that government offers to businesses at a concessional rate. That is also a subsidy. Similarly, a subsidy is also a food that is provided for free or at a very less cost to public, that is poor people. So all of this can be included in subsidy. Now, what is a freebie? Freebie is basically an extreme form of subsidy where the government offers goods and services to public at large free of cost. So it can be an appliance, it can be a cash transfer. And of late, there is a trend that introduction of cash transfers have started in many states, not in just in Tamil Nadu, where fixed amount of money is given directly into the bank accounts of the beneficiaries. It can be a women, it can be farmers, it can be any section of population, right? But what you need to understand, legally there is no strict definition of what makes a subsidy a freebie, right? So these terms broadly are used interchangeably. Okay, so now we have understood the difference between freebies and subsidies. Let us now understand, is Tamil Nadu an exception when it comes to welfare politics? The answer is no. Tamil Nadu is not an outlier when it comes to giving benefits to its citizens, nor it is an outlier or an exception when it comes to spending the amount of money on its citizens. And let us understand this trend in detail. Now, although Tamil Nadu model of welfare is much spoken about, it is also many benefits are given to it, but many criticisms have also been made. But is it an exception? The answer is no, and I have facts to back my claim. From financial year 2019 onwards, if you observe a trend, subsidies as a share of fiscal deficit of a particular state, Tamil Nadu has averaged somewhere around 36%. And from this graph, you can understand this is not a very large amount of money. Tamil Nadu is represented by this orangish kind of a line. So as you can understand, Tamil Nadu is well below many states in India as well as the many advanced states in India. So there is a significant gap when it comes to the overall spending on subsidies is concerned as far as state of Tamil Nadu is concerned, because state of Tamil Nadu's average subsidy spending with respect to its total borrowings, it is still less than major states who have 47% of total spending, as well as fastest growing states in India who spend about 38% of their fiscal deficits as part of subsidies and freebies. Right now, where does Tamil Nadu actually is performing? We need to understand this by understanding the broader trends in the past few years. Since 2019 and 2023, you can understand this figure of how much money Tamil Nadu was spending as a part of its fiscal deficit, which denotes the borrowing government does every year. It was well below 40%, average around 36%. But in the last 2 years, from 2023-24, you can understand this number went above 40% target. So what is the reason behind this number going above 40% target? Let us now understand, and this has become as much as 48% now. Now the reason behind all of this is simply the introduction of cash transfers. As you can understand, earlier most of the benefits provided to the voters were in form of consumer goods, which was distributed whenever elections were around the corner. So they were very limited in scale and it led to only one-time expenses to the government. So for example, the free laptop scheme that the government incurred, it costed the government somewhere between 750 to 800 crore rupees in 2018. So in terms of overall deficit, in terms of overall budget, this number is a very small amount of money. But in contrast, recently with the introduction of cash scheme, you will realize the burden of subsidy on the government has increased by an enormous amount of money. For example, this Magalir Urimai Thogai scheme, which accounts for presently 13,800 crore rupees annual outgo from the Tamil Nadu's budgetary provisions, and it accounts for roughly 27% of total state's spending on subsidy expenditure. So naturally, you can understand it imposes a fiscal strain on the government, and it also leads to higher amount of borrowing that the government needs to do every year in order to finance this deficit. Right now, how large is the fiscal burden on other states as far as the total subsidies and freebies is concerned? We need to understand this with respect to Tamil Nadu and compare it with other states, right? Tamil Nadu's broader shift towards this cash transfer scheme is not just specific to Tamil Nadu, it is common across the India. For example, in MP, there was this Mukhyamantri Ladli Behna Yojana, which provides 1250 rupees per month to all married women in MP whose family income is less than 2.5 lakh rupees, and it accounts for 34% of total subsidies borne by the MP government. Similarly, in the neighboring state of Tamil Nadu, the state of Karnataka, there is this Gru Lakshmi scheme, which provides 2000 rupees per month to all female heads who are of belonging to non-income tax paying families, and this constitutes 45% of total subsidies. So in comparison, the Tamil Nadu's cash transfer scheme, which only accounts for 27% of total subsidies provided by the government, is less. Right now, this brings my attention to understanding, does states' economic capacity determine how much subsidy it gives? Let us understand this. Now, states generally are expected to maintain their annual borrowings, called as fiscal deficit, at around 3% of their gross state domestic product, right? So this is the legal limitation on them as per the Constitution of India and their respective FRBM acts. But generally, most of the states maintain their annual borrowing with range of 2.5 to 4% of their gross state domestic product. In this region, the richer and more economically advanced states, since they have a higher GSDP, the gross state domestic product, the amount of money that they are able to spend on subsidies in absolute terms are higher than smaller states. For instance, Tamil Nadu's total subsidy outlay is one of the highest in the country, which is around 59,000 crore rupees in the last financial year. Compared this to smaller states like Himachal Pradesh, it has a very small portion of absolute amount of subsidies outgo, that is around 1500 crores. So in terms of absolute amount, larger and more prosperous states like Karnataka, like Tamil Nadu have a higher share of subsidies as compared to a smaller state like Himachal Pradesh, or for that matter even Uttarakhand, right? Now at the same time, the pattern of subsidies, the structure of subsidies are also changing. From consumer goods, from giving consumer goods, more and more governments are now trying to give cash transfers directly into the bank accounts. And this can be traced to many things. Primary reasons for giving cash transfers is that the cash transfers have become easy after Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, right? Because accounts were created, digital payments through UPI have been created, and that is why it is easier for the government as well as for the people to give and receive cash transfers, right? And more one-time cash transfers have been relied on. It includes more prosperous states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, somewhat moderate prosperous states like Madhya Pradesh, and even less economically prosperous states like Bengal, right? And West Bengal as well as Bihar. This time in the elections of Bihar, which happened last year, the government announced a one-time cash transfer of 10,000 rupees to women under the Bihar's Mukhyamantri Mahila Rozgar Yojana. So many prosperous states have started giving cash transfers on an annual basis, on a monthly basis, whereas the governments belonging to less prosperous states, they are giving it as a one-time, exhibiting my fact that freebies are a part of culture or political culture now. Now let us understand, is this freebie culture in Tamil Nadu here to stay, or is it going to increase or decrease? Let us now understand this. Now upcoming electoral promises given by major political parties make one thing very clear, that this commitments in coming future is only going to expand. For example, let us understand what were the main proposals this time. Main proposals range from cash transfers from 2,000 to 5,000 rupees per month. Not just this cash transfer, but additional promises were made, like the ones by DMK, that they will give you coupons, grants for one-time purchase of an household appliance like of your choice, right? Like they promised 8,000 rupees this year. Now, if implemented, what this model can do actually, that the increased burden of the government as far as providing subsidies to citizens is concerned, it is going to increase by 2 to 5 times, and naturally it will create a significant share of expenditures, that is a revenue expenditure for the government, which will intensify the existing pressure on state finances. And here I'm not just talking about Tamil Nadu, I'm talking about each and every state in India who is promising freebies to its people, right? And what is our overall understanding as far as this video is concerned? Tamil Nadu's welfare model, it is not fiscally exceptional as far as present circumstances are concerned. Its subsidy burden relative to its overall economic size is somewhat moderate and historically has been moderate. But recently, with introduction of cash transfer schemes where government is giving you cash every month, a significant portion of money is now being transferred to public, and this increases government's overall expenditure. It increases government's overall borrowing, adding to its fiscal deficit and making the budget more straining as far as that concerned. Okay, so this is our overall understanding by understanding how the Tamil Nadu's welfare model actually works. Initially, it started with provision of consumer appliances. Now it is moving more towards provision of cash transfers, be it monthly, be it yearly. Right? Now, before we solve the questions that have appeared in the UPSC exam relating to the topic we just discussed, there's this important announcement. If you are really serious about your UPSC aspirations, do consider taking admissions in resolution batches. Resolution batches are foundation batches where everything from prelims to mains to interview is covered. You can take admissions in one of these batches. You'll get live lectures, test series, mentorship support, as well as important facts on how you can deal with important subjects of the UPSC, right? These batches are offered separately for students preparing for the 2027 UPSC exam or 2028 UPSC exam. Before making the payment, if you apply this code ATS Live, you are going to get maximum discounts. Right? So this is all from my side for today's discussion. These are the questions that we are going to solve. First one is a PYQ of 2016. There has been a persistent deficit budget year in year. What does deficit mean? Deficit means government spending is more than its income. So how you can reduce this deficit, right? So please do let me know the correct answers of this comment section in the comment section. And there is this another question: which one of the following is the most likely consequence of implementation of the unified payment interface UPI? Okay, answers of both these questions do let me know in the comment section. And what do you feel about Tamil Nadu's welfare model? Is it good? Can it be better, or is it bad? Do let me know your honest opinions in the comments. And the ones waiting to download the notes, you can go to this particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live to download them. So this is all from my side. Please have a very good night. We'll see each other again on Monday. Okay, please have a very good weekend.